Is Constance Pickering good or bad? Welcome back to WizardPhD, it's Professor Lynette, and today I am talking all about your Constance Pickering theories that I asked you about 3 months ago. Is she good? Is she bad? I gave a poll, a survey. This is what y'all gave me. What even is this? It seems that some people think that she's good, some people think she's bad, and lots of other people have lots of other things to say. So I'm just gonna read some of your theories and react to them. Let's go. Okay, let's see what you got here. I'm gonna put y'all's names on the screen to give credit for these theories. Has not done anything shady yet. Until she does, it is a waste to concentrate so much resources on her. Maybe. I don't know. That she hasn't done anything shady? I feel like there's lots of shadiness from Constance Pickering. Am I projecting a little bit too much? Possibly, but she has done shady things. Let's keep going. She's a ministry flunky who connived to get herself hired by Hermione. She's intelligent and means well, but is sort of dorky. I mean, I don't know if I would call her a ministry flunky, but, you know, point is made. Point is made right there. Not quite sure, but she does sound shady at times. I mean, true that, come on. And then we also have Constance Pickering thinks she's a good witch and trying to help contain the calamity. In reality, she has been placed at the ministry by the very calamity itself to keep everyone off track with her stories of her boyfriend and her childhood traumas with magical pets and muggles. She is under the calamity's control, though she does not know it. I mean, whoa. Okay, so we have good witch trying to contain, but she is actually implicated with this calamity because the calamity is like part of making this messy. She's under the control of the calamity and doesn't know it. That seems bad. I mean, so like, I know that some people are split on is she shady, is she not, but 3 months later, she's had more to say. So let's keep going. What do people guys say? Really don't know. Some of her responses remind me of socially awkward people, like many of our friends on the autism spectrum, who have no filter in what they say and seem to bring up random and tangential bits in conversations. I guess that would also fit your guess that she's an AI. I mean, I'm not saying that she is AI. I mean, maybe she is. That would be too wild. Would it? I don't know. I feel like anything's up for possibility here. She is just inquisitive. That's all. She wants to know what happened to the London Five as well as we do. She is very knowledgeable about the calamity and truly wants to help us get to the bottom of things just like we do. Personally, I think it is Voldemort that is causing everything from the fragments to the actual calamity itself. It is all Voldemort. Whoa. That went from like, oh yeah, we're taking a nice stroll down this, you know, theory lane. And then Voldemort. Let's get into Voldemort. I mean, I'm about it. I don't want Voldemort to be back, but if he's somehow tied in this, I guess that could make sense. She's really Whiz-Guide Brit, which means that she's a Death Eater, ... but a good Death Eater. Thanks, Mike. I mean, if she is Whiz-Guide Brit, I feel like we got other problems. That Brit became this character that talks to us every single week, so I don't know. I think Constance lied about being Muggle-born to trick Hermione into giving her the job. I'm not convinced we can really believe anything she says. Constance is totally suspicious. I totally agree. Definitely think she's suspicious. I mean, I want to say like, hey, she's ambitious. Maybe she's actually a Slytherin. She's doing whatever she can to get her goal, which is to work for Hermione. But I don't know. I still want to know, why are you so obsessed with her, you know? She obviously lied about being Muggle-born, but can't keep up the pretense anymore, and her true personality is beginning to show. This is why from month to month, I'm like, yes, Constance, what are you gonna slip up now? What are you gonna reveal to us? So that we know, are you shady? Are you making up lies? Very suspicious, especially with the way she acts about the baby animals and what she did to her neighbor. Y'all remember? Oh my gosh, I cannot believe. Really, Constance? Really? You're gonna act like, oh, I didn't know. And poor Sylvia. I mean, come on, girl. I think in the end, we will find that Connie inadvertently caused the calamity. Oh, the theories are getting deeper now. We're getting into conspiracy. I mean, if she caused the calamity, there's a lot of questions here about timeline. Like, when did you assume this role? Like, how did she even move the application stack? Like, I guess I never asked that question before. How did you move your application to the stack? What were you doing in the ministry that you had access to the applications? Or did you have someone else do it for you? I feel like there's so many unanswered questions about just even, where did you even come from, you know? Who are you really? I'm not sure about this. She's under the Imperius curse. I mean, possibility. We've seen Imperius used. It's possible. Anything is possible. I think Constance is very sketchy. She always talks cryptically. She seems to care more about the calamity than she says she does. She always leaves her statements open-ended, while other times she doesn't make sense of what she's saying. I feel like that is my summary of the first year with Constance Pickering, and I'm like, girl, what? What are you babbling on about, you know? Seriously, like, I just don't know what her deal is sometimes. She is Grim Folly's daughter. Holy, hold on. She is Grim Folly's daughter and has been using Hermione, Harry, and the Ministry to reunite her family and clear her father's record. Oh my! Honestly, I got no words. I really don't. Constance Pickering is a Foundable, a creation of the calamity. For one thing, she said that her boyfriend set up all the flags, but the flags were there when the game started. Hello. Hi. What's up? What's up, everyone? Oh my god, I have a puppy coming! A puppy's coming to attack me! A puppy! Oh my god, what is this? Did I drop? I think look. I'm like, I have a stain on my shirt. Anyway, hello, welcome. I'm sorry that I'm late. We were catching up with friends on Zoom. And here's a Winston. Do you say hi, Winston? Yeah, Winnie. Oh, you're so handsome. Are you 1,000 degrees? Is it 1,000 degrees for my little puppy pound? Oh, Winnie Woo Woo. Press the like for Winnie Wooston. He's the star of the show. Oh, you wanted to see the transformation. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll put it back up there when we might take a break because there's a ton of dialogue. I don't know if y'all know. There's a ton of dialogue. And I committed to reading it all today, but now I'm like not so sure. I'm not so sure anymore. Like, can we read it all? Is it too much? Maybe if we're efficient with it. Hold on. Music is blasting in my ears, but not y'all's. All right, let's get some EDM bops up in here, just as background, and it doesn't need to be overpowering anyone. What's up, y'all? How's the anniversary event going? Are things going well? Let me tell you, Jeff and I ate bagels. We went to our bagel place this morning, specifically because I wanted to get greenhouses. That was my plan for today. Still trying to finish the Sussalog. Also, yes, happy Father's Day. Do I think Connie took away Prof. Lynette? Yes. There is another stream later today. Here, let me pop it up here. Oh no, it didn't get full screen, but this is it. Hold on, I'm trying to make it bigger. Brita is hosting a fundraiser. This is Pride Month. June is Pride Month, and she is hosting a fundraiser. These are the 3 stream events that are affiliated with her fundraiser. This Sunday, today, Brita and Shanna are going to be doing Fortresses at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which I believe is 1:30 Pacific, in 2.5 hours. On Shanna's channel, Brita is doing her Fortress Thursday per usual. James, Shanna, and her are going to be doing Fortresses. And then on Saturday, I'm taking the charge. Classic Prof. Lynette. I'm leading the charge with some Among Us sus. And that should be super fun. So I retweeted, but I'll be sure to post this also on the Underground so y'all know the general schedule. But we'll try to go hop on, raid them later today if we can. I'm trying to find my appropriate screen. Where are my screens? I'm on the couch, so all the camera angles and lighting is off. But hopefully this is good enough still. Hopefully it's good enough. This is not even the right screen, but that's okay. I wanted to progress report. Oh, I forgot about the update. Oh man, who's gonna play Among Us with us? Do y'all want to play Among Us? You spent more time playing Orna? Oh man, Jeff and I took down a boss at our bagel place. I'm at the stage where like I get frustrated when I get killed by people. Because I'm like, I'm powerful, you shouldn't take me down. Alright. Progress report. This is where I'm at. So, oh wait, let me show you my I did pick up port keys, but let me show you where I'm at with the port keys. Okay. I am close on 1, I'm 0.8 of 1, and then like 0.4. So these were the 4 that I wanted to focus on. So I'm not gonna get the port key dialogue on this stream, but I'm pretty sure it's on Discord, so I might put it up on the screen later. So I feel like we should look at the other dialogue first. Is there end of event dialogue?
Are you still there?
Oh my god. Creep me out with the little Gladys turret things. Yes, there is. Okay, well, how about I can't walk the port. I should have prepped this. I should have walked them off. It got too hot though. It was too hot this morning. Or I didn't actually want to walk either. So I'm gonna do the dialogue for the remaining 3 that I have, and then we'll just hop into regular dialogue. Yeah, but oh wait, the end is also posted on Discord. Okay, so we'll do that then. I'll start pulling things over. Is that what you were talking about? Y'all were talking about this morning? Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, we'll get that then. We'll pull it up on screen. Which one should I do? Let me tell you also. The Ministry of Magic Foundables were very tough on a tonic for me. Super tough on a tonic. Spoiler? Do y'all want to look away? I'm gonna put up the Ministry. The Ministry one first. Let's see what it says. Hermione says, according to our records, SOS Task Force agents have returned almost 10 billion with a B Foundables since the calamity began. Had they gone unaddressed, every one of those could have led to a statute of secrecy breach. I mean, you're also forgetting that there are other, like, it's been 2 years and you have all this stuff going on, all these traces popping up. The Muggles know. They know. Unless we're still obliterating. Let's go obliterate some Muggles. Are those metric or imperial foundables? I find this discussion really, really hilarious. And then we're using kilometers and such. As soon as you finish the event, the Ministry of Magic Foundables were everywhere. I will say I did see a lot of Ministry Newt outside in the world. Up until the incident with Muggle journalist. It's probably talking about that specific Muggle journalist, right? I thought we'd just been lucky to avoid a major incident, but now I realize that was entirely due to our volunteers' efforts. Yeah, Connie. So why did you earlier say like, oh, you were a nobody, look at you now? We are clearly doing good stuff. Hello, Aloha, how are you doing? You walked, oh no, 88 degrees and 72% humidity. No, thank you. All right, Master Notes, let's do that. What do we got, Master Notes? Harry says, I was skimming through our SOS agents reports earlier. Wait, do you think Harry Potter saw my file yet? The file that Constance has on me? Did you know they've brewed over 1 billion, again, 1 billion potions while combating the calamity? Oh, I guess this is billion because, well, let me tell you, I am not a high contributor to that 1 billion number. Some of y'all are always be brewing. I am not that person. Oh, man. Constance says, I'm not sure what's more surprising, that they've brewed that many potions or that ministry record keeping is that thorough. Look. I know that we sus Connie all the time, but she's pretty funny sometimes. She's funny. Last one. Plant from a greenhouse. SOS Task Force members have quite the green thumb. Again, some of y'all, yes, not me. I think I have contributed the least to whatever this number is. In fact, thanks to their volunteer efforts, an International Society of Herbologists have been able to establish 3.5 million community greenhouses. Oh, okay, so this just says the number of greenhouses. Wait, what? I guess so, because if you think about your local area, how many greenhouses are there? It seems like a lot. Forget a green thumb, that's more like a whole green hand. Oh my gosh, I should talk to Jeff about this. Connie's kind of like Jeshy, his D&D character. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I can't unlock the port keys just yet. Should I just put up the dialogue? How many of y'all have walked your port keys? I know Zaxa has. How many daily users? I don't know if they've ever said that. And I don't even know if they would divulge that information if I asked them. I know for a fact, though, that Pokemon Go has... Oh my god, what was that number? I think it was 12 to 15 million active users per day. That might not be entirely accurate, but that was the number that I heard earlier this week. Where? Oh, no, I went too far. I'm looking at the whole, like, Gareth Greengrass's Oven Ready's father. Also, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Gary Greengrass. I'm sorry that your child is probably Astoria and died. Oh wait, I went way too far. This is like adversaries now. What am I looking for? It's probably the one. Do you think it's this one? Yeah. Okay, I think it's this first one Nicole put up. We'll put this on here, and then we'll put it up there, and then what is the other one? The end of event dialogue. You think it's around 100K? Yeah, I don't know if... The only numbers I've ever seen are like download numbers, you know? I don't really have any sort of sense. Let's download this. Okay, this should be good. Now let's put up. This is our port key one, or it should be our port key one. Ooh, grocery store shopping. That's a really good idea. Just walk up and down the aisles. Okay, I think it's this one. Let's make it the appropriate size. All right, so we have since the start of the calamity. This is the port keys. We've logged the number of kilometers, right? This is the one? We've logged the number of kilometers our SOS Task Force members have traveled. I just compiled those numbers. Our volunteers have reported traveling a combined total of 715,603,214 kilometers. That's enough to circle the Earth almost 17,859 times. The lengths our volunteers will go in order to return Foundables and protect the statute of secrecy is truly impressive, isn't it? Exactly. When you're in the middle of summer, there's a heat wave, it's humid, mosquitoes are biting you, I don't know. All the things we do to walk off port keys. I know I'll never complain about the distance from my sofa to my kitchen ever again. All right, Connie. Connie is Connie. You know. Oh, you know what? I should have just switched it out. That's fine. Let's go. This one is end 1. We'll add it up here. All right. Spoiler alert if you have not seen the end of this, although I was informed it is just some fluffy fluff. Here we go. Oh, nope, this is the same one. Is this the same one? It's the same one. Hold on. My bad. My bad. This one. You're right, Hermione. Oh, wait. Oh, this is the end, right? Is there anything cut off from there? You're right, Hermione. We do have a lot left to do before we can close this chapter on the calamity and the unforgivable for good. And it's easy to look at that and get discouraged. Connie has a sofa, sus. Ariana just got a gold gift. Congrats. Yeah, no. See, you want to know why I don't want to go outside? But this anniversary has taught me to reflect every now and then on how far we've come and all the progress we've made. Well said, Constance. Everyone on the SOS Task Force has worked hard and devoted countless hours to get to where we are now. We shouldn't lose sight of that. Aww. I was talking to people earlier. I was like, oh, this is like, not to get all member berries here, if y'all have ever seen South Park, or what's the other thing? Graduation goggles. Just think about all the good times. If there's one good thing to come out of the calamity, it's that it's introduced us to so many talented, passionate, and generous witches and wizards. I hope they never forget how much we appreciate them. Aww. Agreed. I'm confident that together we'll be able to see the calamity through to the end. I mean, didn't we already say that we don't want it to fully end? Because then it'd be the end of the game. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do... Do I need to place something? Yes, I do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a tonic running in the background, but only return emergencies. Obviously. Well, I don't know if that was obvious, but we're gonna read the dialogue. I don't know how much I'm going to react to it because I really do want to get through as much as we can so that we can all be caught up. And let me check my gift space though. I did get one gold gift. I got one. We'll just make sure there are spaces. And I'm going to be using the task force times. So, open. Oh, we're not far away from best friends. Ooh, super exciting. That's super exciting. I was doing something here. I forgot what I was doing. Tonic. What was the other thing I was doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna type in the chat. The Mark from Zielman's Wizarding World has been working hard on this website. So this is the website that I'm going to be drawing upon. Before we get to that, actually, backing up here, we're going to look at the Foundables spell. Let me make this bigger. This is from the Wizards Unite website. Can we see that? That's too big. That's too big. Should we look at this right now? I feel like this is very, very... So this is from the Mysteries tab. You know what? I think I want to save this till the end. As a, recap sort of thing. We'll save that to the end. We're going to start from the very beginning. Fantastic flora and fauna. You've been getting a ton of gold. Oh no, it's a horned serpent. Wait. Horned serpent. That's good. It's good to get gold gifts. That's what this whole event is about. Basically. Alright. Is this big enough for y'all? Fantastic flora and fauna. This was... What was this? 2019? Intro. Hagrid. Hello there. I know you got your hands full with confoundables everywhere and such, but I could use your help with something in particular if you're willing. You see, something's not right about the Forbidden Forest ever since the calamity started disappearing. Creatures, the forest has been thrown out of sorts. If you come across any foundables from the Forbidden Forest, let me know. Let me know. Yeah, this was the first... No, we had the emergency event, right? And then we had Fantastic Flora and Fauna. This was the first brilliant event ever. And then part 2 came the year later. Addressed to us task force members as a thank you gesture. Yeah. It was nice. It was nice. Alright, so we had the unicorn. I thought this said Becky for at first. I was like, who's Becky? Beaky. So like this sort of thing was it was the first one, and it's like, oh cute, it's Hagrid, and Hagrid is talking about the beast sort of thing, is my memory of this event. Oh, let's see if we can go to the next one. Well, let's go to the next one. Oh, maybe part 2 is not up there. Or maybe it's chronological. Maybe it's not till later. Potter's Calamity. Do y'all remember this? So this brilliant event, Potter's Calamity, Harry's birthday just gets straight up ruined. Hermione, I've been deluged with owls from friends saying you've been returning lots of foundables related to me. Everything from old socks to a young me being kissed by a Dementor. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily... I know that the phrase, it's the Dementor's kiss, but I wouldn't call it that. It's not very loving, It's more like I'm trying to eat your soul. Perhaps by being in the public eye, I'm more subject to the whims of the calamity. So this is where this event, I thought that maybe... attention or drawing attention was making the calamity go. Well, there was that Daily Prophet feature about your work with the Statute of Secrecy Task Force. Perhaps that just drawn the attention of the calamity somehow. That may confirm a theory I've had that if enough people focus on something, it could affect how the calamity behaves. I had wild conspiracy theories. They're not even conspiracies. I had wild theories that maybe that we would be actively influencing the game just by using hashtag Wizards Unite and talking about particular foundables. I thought that, I don't know. Every time, I'll try not to do this every event that I'm reading through because For the most part, I'm going to be like reliving all the, oh, this made me think that this cool thing was coming, but it never came and they went in a different direction. So I'll try not to do that. All right. In terms of the brilliant Foundables, we have brilliant Hedwig. So sweet. Brilliant Quidditch Captain Harry. Have I mentioned how terribly strange it is seeing your younger self materialize out of nowhere? It's as unnerving as using a time turner. That kind of makes me think of like the Facebook on this day, X number of years ago. His first jumper, a worldwide calamity. I'm just scanning to see if there's any important stuff. I find it very strange to have pieces of my life appearing in public for everyone to see. I guess if I look on the bright side, perhaps we can try and use this quirk and the calamity to our advantage. All right. Oh yeah, and then this one. I never thought I'd see that uniform again. I was wearing it the night Cedric Diggory was killed. This also connects to the sort of suppressing terrible memories. You have all these bad things, you know? All right, part 2. Let's see. Constance, Harry, a lot of our volunteers have been finding Foundables from your office. Why would that be? Harry, all angsty, says, because the calamity hates me. Seriously, it probably has to do with that recent article in the Prophet. See, this happened before, though, with the besieged borough. It was in the Daily Prophet. Nothing important until the first anniversary event. The one with your picture that praised your work for the SOS task force? Yes, Hermione has a theory that the calamity seems to choose Foundables based on public perception. We'll see how their theories change over time. Sounds to me like you need to stay clear of the papers. Cindy! Hello! How you doing? I've always held onto it for some reason. Oh, the snitch. Wait. Harry still has his snitch. Oh yeah, this one was also cool because this is like so this is that specific Daily Prophet. And Harry's ministry ID card as well. The calamity is stealing such mundane things. There's no rhyme or reason to it, even if we could manipulate it intentionally. To what end? See, already in that second event, Harry's just like, I don't know about this, y'all. I don't know about this. We hit a bean boozle? All right, let's get the bean boozled. I gotcha. As soon as I pull up the wheel. Oops. Not the wheel, but the wheel spinner. Thank y'all for getting a 25 likes. Oh wait, did we get to 50 on the last one? We might have. Let me check. Let me spin this wheel and then I'll check on the last one. Also, I'm not gonna do a pirouette or a high kick, so I'll... Oh good. Oh good. Is Chemical Arts in here? Oh good. So good. We need to start off the morning strong with the fire bean. We did get to 50 last time, so I'll spin another one. Should I spin right now and see and determine what order? You'll do one with me? Okay. I will do one fire bean and one Winnie love. Oh, Winnie. You get some Winnie love. Isn't that so fun? It's so fun. He's like, yeah, don't move me. Don't move me. Oh, wait, I have to spin. I have to spin the bean boozle thing. Let's get it. So many spinning things involved. Ready? Get the yogurt ready. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, we have habanero. I thought for a good second it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be Carolina Reaper. We got Habanero Bean. What is it, baby win? I know exactly which one it is because it is orange. It is, oh gosh. It is a bright orange color. I'm not gonna drop it this time. Oops. This is the color. Oh my god. Okay, I got it. Whew. It tastes like pain. Ah! I really don't know what this is. I think it's like from my coffee. I don't know. But I stained my shirt. Ignore the stain. Ooh! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait. Is this helping? This is Thai iced coffee. So there's like cream in it. I'm hoping the cream is good enough to to cool it down. Oh no. I know Josh screenshotted my statement that I said I was getting used to the fire beans. I clearly didn't know what I was talking about. Whew. Okay, we're back. We are back. I'm probably gonna be taking a little some breaks. You ate the, yeah, Chemical Arts tasted it, or it also has the fire beans. Okay. The Calamity is stealing. Yeah, that's what he said. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is the one. Look. Okay, Harry says, when the investigation into the disappearance of the London Five was shuttered, we stopped looking for them officially. Harry. Harry started the Calamity. You know, this is actually, look, this, I feel like look is the word I've been saying so much recently. This Underground Calamity Journal, where is it? There, with the suspect list. I had to put Harry Potter on there. Harry. It doesn't have to be intentional. It could be an accident. It could be an accident. People could be cursed. It doesn't have to be on purpose. He could have accidentally, in his investigation of the London Five, started the Calamity. I don't know how. I have nothing. I have nothing. It's probably not Harry. It's probably not Harry. All right. Okay, end. You know what? My birthday is coming up. I think I'll take a break from the Calamity to celebrate with my family. Dumbledore used to remind us to always try and find light in the darkness. Another aww. Oh my gosh, it could be Sectum Sempra all over. Yeah, I would hope that Harry learned. Didn't we talk about this? When did we talk about this? I think it was in book club, right? We were talking about like finding this mysterious book and just straight up using the spells and like thinking about Harry doing so. You think he just found the sheet with the Foundable spell and then used the spell? Who is the mole? He didn't start the fire? Oh, man. You love the Vietnamese iced coffee. Ooh. I'm ready for a GG is over party tomorrow. I'm ready. Oh yeah, shoot. Also, one more thing. I might be, this is not like anything about anything, but I might be like periodically checking Twitter. Just because there's something that is exciting for me that is outside of Harry Potter Wizards Unite. And I want to be sure to share it when it goes live. I don't know if it'll go live during the stream. It might go live after. But stay tuned for an announcement later. Hogwarts Part 1. Look, remember this? All the Hogwarts students. So cute. Cindy, I love your references. Doesn't mean that I understand them all the time, but I love that you make references to other things. All right. This one, Harry, a lot of our volunteers have been finding Foundables from your office. Why would that be? I love how Connie's like, hey, let me interrogate you for a second. Oh wait, we already read this. Didn't I hit next? Next? Oh, part 2. There we go. Oh, look. McGonagall. McGonagall calls you by your last name. So for me, my name is Professor Lynette. That's the way that I wrote my name. So she just called me Lynette. Just the person I want to see. I'm afraid the Calamity's still causing trouble. Valuable artifacts have been taken from Hogwarts School, including the sorting hat. Without that hat, our first years cannot be sorted into their houses. Can I count on you to provide assistance once again? So she talks about the sorting hat, sorting first years for hundreds of years. Yeah, this is funny too. This was the first time we've ever had to consider what we'd do if it went missing. Like, what would they do? Would they just be like, okay, like, just choose your own house? We're not gonna, or would they be like, here, take this, like, very, like, a version of Pottermore that they made up to be like, we need to determine who you are, right? You miss when the characters used to talk directly to us players. Yeah. Yeah. I miss when others would talk to us, not just Harry, Hermione, and Connie. Yeah. It was always exciting when other people would pop up. It's very focused on Harry, Hermione, and Connie. Yeah, why don't they have the plan in hundreds of years? They've never considered it. I don't know. All right, so Hogsmeade says, home of the 3 broomsticks. Hogsmeade, the boats. I'm scanning to see if there's anything notable. I've been one for a tradition. Oh, this is all McGonagall talking at us. The winged boar statue. Professor Flitwick and I have a long-standing disagreement about whether or not the winged boar statues participated in the Battle of Hogwarts. I didn't enchant them specifically, but I could have sworn I saw one of them dive bombing on a cluster of Death Eaters. Someone else could have, right? Or maybe it was a defense. Is this a thing? Has the winged boar statues been mentioned anywhere else? Oops, I clicked on the wrong one. For years after the Battle of Hogwarts, virtually all... Oh yeah, this one is super sad. Well, I don't know if it's sad. I guess it's just a matter of reality. In the sense of, like, I would imagine that over time, everyone will be able to have seen Thestrals, right? Virtually all of our students could see the Thestrals. It was a constant reminder of the cost of that horrible fight. I just hope that the Calamity doesn't eventually condemn another generation of students to the same fate. That's also interesting to consider for, you know, at a certain point, the students not all of the students would have seen the Thestrals. All right, and is McGonagall saying, thanks to your efforts, Hogwarts has suffered no lasting effects from this most recent outburst. Oh my gosh, unless you count my students' new favorite excuse. The Calamity stole my homework. I don't know what to say about that. That's kind of funny, actually, to me. All right, here we go. Allow me to express my utmost gratitude for your assistance. I shall send an owl to Minister Granger, informing her of the admirable service you have provided. Minister Granger. Fighting forces. Oh, this whole thing again. This whole thing with the prisoner, the escapee, the little Azkaban placard, the Death Eater mask, the Malfoy crest. All of this, Connie says, one thing that the Calamity has never had in abundance is precision, at least until now. We are seeing an uptick in Foundables related to the specific moment in time when Malfoy Manor served as headquarters for Voldemort. The Calamity's focus on this delicate part of our history is highly concerning. We'll sort out the details, but the immediate priority is to return these new Foundables as quickly as possible. Yeah, I feel like Hermione is Minister of Magic. I think that that's what Senior Minister means. I could be wrong. Also, why is Kingsley's retired, right? I'm not gonna ask questions about the whole minister thing anymore. I just Wizards Unite team, spell it out. Is Hermione the minister? I just want to know why Kingsley is around. Like, why are you hanging? I guess, like, I don't know. Do former ministers hang out at the ministry? All right. Escapee. Yeah. The prisoner code. It's possible. So, like, this placard thing? I don't know. It could be possible that they're introducing a new character, or like filling in details for a context that we aren't able to figure out. Because I feel like every time we try to make a theory or make a connection or pin something down, we always get stuck somewhere, and I don't think that it's because we can't do it or that we aren't trying hard enough. I think it's because we actually can't make the connection, because there's new story being written. Maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I could also show the progress of the pages. Yeah. I looked at that last night also because I was like, wait, how many Barufios do I need to use? All right, for the escapee, Connie says, Azkaban has seen a number of breakouts. Why can't I select all this? The Calamity has chosen to focus on this one unimportant inmate. He seems to have escaped during one of the Death Eater-led raids at the height of Voldemort's reign, but otherwise he was historically inconsequential. I don't know what that means. Like, she also said that we were nobody. I don't know. I don't know about Constance. Why did you say that to us earlier? That's the thing. It's probably like not important, but that's the thing that's gonna keep me up at night, is like, why was she talking to us that way? Brilliant Death Eater, yes! I remember from my childhood how terrifying Death Eaters were. The stories did not do them justice. They are much, much worse. Constance talking about the Death Eater mask. Death Eaters wore these masks to hide their identities, and each one was unique. Yet this specific mask keeps turning up. Why? Why this mask? I don't know. You tell me, Connie. You tell me. Do you think that Gareth was a Death Eater? Okay, so go with me here. What if... So you know how, like, Astoria... Oh, wait. Hold up. Okay. Green grasses are part of the... Green grass is part of the Sacred 28. Pure blood family, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff, whatever. Astoria, though... Part of her story, especially with, like, Cursed Child and whatever, is that she basically kind of rejected the pure blood supremacy ideology. Also, Draco, like, there was this, like, you know, she kind of, in that sense, the way that I remember reading about it is that she kind of broke off of that. So what if somehow... Because, like, blood curses... There's a blood curse on the family. I'm trying to figure out, like... Was the blood curse something that recently happened? Or was the blood curse, like, a long-standing thing that... Because here's what I'm thinking is, like, is Astoria Gareth's daughter? Or... is he related to her in a different way? Like, still in the same family, but he had a different child. Or something. I don't know. It's important to me that Astoria's maiden name is Greengrass, and that she's married to Draco Malfoy. And that Gareth Greengrass works at the Ministry. All of these things are very important to me. I have to use a potion. I'm trying to get this going. The baby Krupp one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, sorry, let me go back down. So the prisoner number is connected to the same escapee, so okay, we got that information. Why? See, like, these questions make me think, like, they're, like, this is important, even though she kept saying this is an unimportant inmate. The, like, direct question to us is, like, why would they be doing that? To me is like, hey, this is something that's related. Oh, yeah, just a Connie shade. Put the Connie shade compilation. Ollivander was tortured at Malfoy Manor. I cannot imagine another reason why he would appear in this surge other than his incarceration there. I mean, let me think. If I do this, I'm gonna get stuck in the same cycle where I'm like, what if? Everyone knows that the Malfoys are one of the 28 pure-blood wizarding families. Seems like the kind of thing the wizarding world should set about forgetting, but this crest is appearing. Is it because they were servants of Voldemort? Yeah, exactly. Maybe Astoria's cousin. A Connie Shade video would be really funny. The Calamity seems like it may be drawing from a specific moment in time. It feels almost intentional in a way we've never seen before. I mean... Okay, here's the thing, though. It could be that the Calamity... Maybe the Calamity was always intentional, and that what we're seeing is that they are realizing, oh, hey, there's a pattern here. I don't think that it just all of a sudden became intentional. I think they just now realized it. Alright, fighting forces. We've seen another turn in the Calamity. New Foundables we're seeing all seem to be from the same time frame as those from Malfoy Manor, but otherwise we can't establish a connection. Oh. Okay, Connie is asking about Sirius. Why is this happening? Constance has a soft spot for Creature. It also is like as the story goes. So every time Constance pretends like she doesn't know any of the stories during Harry Potter's time at Hogwarts, she's a liar. Or maybe it's just certain stories. Why would she know about Creature though and not about... Well, I guess that would make sense. I still think that she was trolling Ron. She trolls Ron all the time. All right, so then we have the Order of the Phoenix photo. Many of the people in the photograph were dead before Voldemort took control. The most famous Phoenix Patronus belonged to Albus Dumbledore. So we have like a time period, I feel like. Maybe not. Okay, the end. Constance says, after thorough review, it appears all these recent Foundables can be tied directly to 12 Grimmauld Place, the headquarters of the Order of the Phoenix. Even that portrait of Phineas Nigellus Black. I think I have it. At first, we returned Foundables tied to Voldemort's side of the Second Wizarding War, and then the Calamity seems to have adapted and presented us with Foundables from the secret hideout of the Resistance against him. That's cool. I guess I forgot about this part. Because you have, like, the opposing sides. She always commiserates with the marginalized and underdogs. That makes sense, though. Because I'm sure she identifies with them. One last thing. There are still loads of Death Eater Foundables out there. If you're up for it, we could use your help clearing them away. Great work, blah, blah, blah. Aw, Tonks! Kingsley! Okay, we got this. Harry says the Calamity most recently focused on Grimmauld Place. It looks like there may well be another surge. The Calamity always seems to focus on something in particular, a time, a place, or a group of people. If we can identify what the Calamity is targeting, we may be able to figure out how to stop it. Both of them? I mean, do you think that she's just not a fangirl of Ron? So she's like, oh my god, I could see this. Constance probably thinks she should have been the third one in the trio. That Ron was like not as useful. That's my headcanon now, is that Constance is jealous of Ron for being part of the trio because she thinks Harry and Hermione are so cool and she actually wants to take his place. That's why she obliviated him. It's Constance, y'all. Oh no. I was secretly in love? Oh my goodness. Mad-Eye Moody. We have Tonks. Tonks joined the Order and died during the Second Wizarding War. I hope that Teddy, that's her son, doesn't come across as Foundable. I know from personal experience what it's like to interact with a dead parent. Oh, every time Harry talks, it just like kills my heart. It kills my heart. Oh, Gethsemane Prickle. Hang on. Oh yeah, this one, this dialogue, y'all. Remember this? Hang on. You weren't part of the Order of the Phoenix, were you, Gethsemane? And you certainly didn't die during the Second Wizarding War. I can confirm that I didn't die. As for the Order of the Phoenix, I was never invited to join them. But there were other, and some might say better, ways to combat the Dark Lord. Remember this one? Remember this one? Ronstons. Constance Pickering. Oh, man. Okay. Madame Bones wasn't a member of the Order. Odd that she would show up here. She did die fighting Voldemort. Kingsley. Yeah. Gethsemane is like, yeah, this is like the sort of like, I wasn't invited, but I did better things. Kingsley is still alive, for everyone who's wondering. Kingsley is still alive. I think we can rule out death by Voldemort. Scrimgeour. Minister Scrimgeour died, protecting my location from Voldemort. So is the Calamity just pulling people back? Well, okay, so this is probably meant to be like before Shacklebolt or something. If you look at all the things we returned, there is one thing in common. Everyone worked directly for the Ministry. Why is the Calamity suddenly focusing on the Ministry? Could it be that our efforts to combat the Calamity are drawing its attention? Oh yeah, is this Arthur? Oh, this one was one of my favorite ones because I loved seeing Constance as a Foundable. And we have Percy. Oh, Percy. Hermione. Harry informed me that the Calamity appears to be focused on the Ministry itself. It's vitally important that you continue returning the Foundables that you find, but I must ask you to be discreet. The public is looking for the Ministry to be a source of calm. We have no idea what would happen if the Calamity just whisked us all away at once. Oh boy. I don't think that's possible, but I also would never have imagined anything like that was feasible in the first place. Connie again. Arthur was a dedicated Ministry employee, but he wasn't exactly famous. It's curious that the Calamity should focus on him. Lunarora, yeah, lots of red beams. We're getting some good placings. Hopefully some manuals. Some gold gifts. Adult Hermione. If someone at the Ministry had to become a Foundable, it's better, I suppose, for it to be someone who has already come to terms with it. Honestly, it's rather awful. It doesn't hurt, but you feel a stifling sense of something missing from you. And until it's returned, you cannot put your finger on what it is. I hope you never have to endure it. Like, this, again, going back to like how the Calamity actually functions, what it is, what it does, pretty disturbing to me. Super disturbing. Meanwhile, we have Constance Pickering. Oh, I love how Hermione's like, Constance, I don't want you to worry. It's okay, little Constance, little junior undersecretary. And Constance goes, honestly, it's a whole bit flattering. All my hard work has been noticed by the Calamity. I'm absolutely chuffed. Oh, Connie, she just wants to be part of it. She wants to be part of something. That's why she put her application in the top of the stack, in Hermione's stack, to be like, notice me, Hermione. Alright, the Daily Prophet. Seems to turn up as a Foundable often. It's not surprising given how desperately people await the latest issue for news on the Calamity. Since we haven't been able to do... Yeah, isn't this also when we were talking about Rita Skeeter? I don't remember. Well, because Rita talked to us at FanFest as well. Since we haven't been able to do much more than slow it down, I fear they may be waiting a bit longer. The memos, the Ministry is famously bureaucratic. Our critics would no doubt be amused by our memos becoming Foundables. Fortunately, the latest Calamity surge has subsided. Our Ministry employees can stop worrying about becoming Foundables, but I have to be honest, these surges frighten me. What if they are just precursors to a larger, more dangerous aspect of the spell? Well, you guessed right, Hermione. Now we have, adversaries coming to attack us. Oh, good. Oh, good. We got Hermione Crown. We got Ronald Bilious Weasley. Christmas is upon us, and the Calamity seems to be responding with memories from Christmases past. I've seen reports of Foundables from the Yule Ball we had at Hogwarts, Ron. For once, it seems the Calamity isn't serving us something life or death. Says you, mate. Remember my dress robes? This is a disaster. I don't know. That's what Ron sounds like to me. Don't worry, Ron. Everything the Calamity draws out into the world is a priority. Even those truly horrid robes your mum made you wear. I know this can't be official, but could you please prioritize everything related to the Yule Ball? That dance was not my finest hour. Say that again, buddy. This is Constance. Constance gets 1,000 points for me for this one. It's so funny. It's so funny. I know she's being mean, but it's so funny. Ooh, Hermione looks so beautiful. Who's that she's with, Ron? As she says, and she kind of like eyes him very intensely, like I'm waiting to see your reaction. Hey, Oven. Him? I don't remember his name. Just some random Durmstrang student. No one world famous or anything. Oh, such a liar. Such a liar. He's embarrassed, though. He doesn't want to admit that he was jealous of Victor Crumb, and he was a teenager. It's fine. You're just pouting. Ron and Harry were the worst dates ever to the mall. Oh, man. All right, we have the Hagrid. Grumpy Ron. Grumpy Ron. Wait, is that the entry? Does it literally say Grumpy Ron? Because that would make me appreciate this event even more. Where is it? Here it is. Oh, it's not. It doesn't say Grumpy Ron. It says Yule Ball Ron Weasley. Grumpy Ron is a more appropriate name for this. Ron. Oh, I also love this one because I was reading this as the meme. What are those? Ron, what are those? They're dress robes, Constance. Dress robes? For wearing? In public? That can't be right. Like, Constance. She loves to push people's buttons. She also wasn't she also like, am I making this up? Was she friends with Peeves? I can't remember. Wasn't there something where we talked about Peeves in a... We'll get there, I guess. Eventually, we'll see it. Oh, yeah. I guess that's true. Oven. Yule Ball program. Oh, boy. Ron just reliving his memories of, like, getting in a fight with Hermione. He's sulking in a corner like a git. Yeah, that was... Well, right now we're only in December 2019. You know, that punch was just about the only thing I enjoyed the Yule Ball. Oh, okay. Yeah, this one was very Ron focused. I thought the Calamity dredging up Yule Ball memories would be a disaster, but it hasn't been nearly as bad as I'd feared. Now that it's over, I think this will be a happy Christmas after all. Oh yeah, Butter. It might have been. I guess we'll find out in a second. All right, we have more. Oh, Frangelina. Also on my screen, but this is the brilliant version of them. Constance says, I have so many fond memories of Christmas. Oh, this event is so good. Okay, this is good. I have so many fond memories of Christmas. The puddings, the baubles, the trees, the fairy lights. I remember at Hogwarts, I heard so much about the Yule Ball. It sounded like the most magical night ever. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be sad if we didn't return all these Foundables from this Christmas-themed surge. They're so festive. Harry, no. These Foundables need to be returned just as urgently as any of the other things taken by the Calamity. You know that, Constance. You're right, Harry. We should stay focused. Like, Constance, you're the one who wanted to not do this. I was ready to return the Foundables. Don't bring me into your scheming, okay? No gold gifts for you today? I don't know. Where are they? Looking pretty debonair, Harry. You got one yesterday? Very nice. Angelina and Fred. Okay, the gargoyle, the Hufflepuff silver gargoyle. Constance says, I remember when I was 10 years old and my grandmother came over for Christmas. She was a Hufflepuff and she had a badger brooch that I pilfered to play with. I spent the rest of Christmas locked in the attic. Ha! Oh, Connie. Harry says, that sounds horrible, Constance. What? We kept all our books in the attic. There was no place I'd rather be. Oh, Connie. I remember because this event I was like, oh, little Constance. I remember. Also, we were never able to have a tree at my house. Mom said she was allergic to decorating, but I loved looking in our neighbors' windows and seeing their... Is this why she told, it was the thing with Sylvia, her neighbor friend girl. Well, I don't know if they were friends, but was she jealous of Sylvia? Because her family had a bunch of Christmas decorations? Chilled pumpkin juice. This. See, this was a big event also. I really enjoyed this one. Until the ministry sent her a notice about permits and licensing, my mom used to make and sell batches of special pumpkin juice for grown-ups only. It was delicious. Constance's mom is making moonshine. Bye, Potter. Thank you. Oh, so sweet. Sounds good. Yeah, this is the event that you got even more suspicious of, Connie. I think we eventually swapped where I was like, oh, Connie. I mean, I'm still like somewhat Connie says, but then I really started amping up my Gareth Greengrass theories. Haughty Drickle. Ooh, the Yule Ball. I remember looking at photographs of it when I was at Hogwarts and wishing they'd reinstate the Triwizard Tournament just so we could have one of our own. Yeah, Connie kind of also... So she has this vibe where, again, going back... I know I was joking about her wanting to, like, be part of the trio and take Ron's place, but it seems like she like... It's that, like, romanticization of the past in a way that's like that takes away from just living your present, you know? I don't know. Connie could just be whoever she wants to be. She doesn't need to be part of Harry and Hermione and Ron's story, or, you know, I don't know. I went off the rails. What? Back again. Welcome back. Okay, this, though, Constance, I always thought those crackers looked like loads of fun when my mom and sister pulled them together. That pop always made me squeal with delight. Constance has a sister. Reveal in this event. Well, it looks like the Calamity has returned to normal just in time for the holiday to start. Constance, what are your plans for the holiday? I heard that my family will be having Christmas at my sister's new house this year, but they haven't sent me any details or her address. Well, if that doesn't work out, would you like to have Christmas dinner with us? Christmas with the Potters, that would be lovely. Thanks, Harry. Yeah, I don't think she mentions her sister outside of this event. Although I didn't realize that she mentioned the neighbor. It could have been a different neighbor, but I didn't realize that she mentioned a neighbor in this one. Because she talked about Sylvia with the gnarl. Darkest of times. Alright, we're in January. January 2020. Hello, I'm glad I found you. I'm afraid we've got a situation on our hands. I don't know why I'm talking or using a Harry voice like that. The Calamity has become more active. It seems to center around Dumbledore and maybe Voldemort. Now, most of the Foundables can be tied directly to Dumbledore, but depending on how you look at them, they're connected to Voldemort too. We need to be vigilant. Yeah, only her squib brother after this, yeah. Well, then she mentions another brother with the cauldron, though. Or unless that's a contradiction. And she could have 3 siblings, I don't know. I guess we'll see if she says anything more. Yeah. It is fun when they put in our names. I think like one or two of the events, like it didn't work for some reason. So I wonder if they're having issues like making it pop up, because it used to. But then I remember seeing one of these that was like, hello, or it said something and it was like in brackets player name, and I as per usual, because I'm Prof. Lynette, freaked out, and I was like, oh, it's a meta thing, we're in a game, and people were like, yeah, it just didn't populate correctly. It didn't put in your player name correctly. It's not anything. Stop freaking out. Amarali, hello. Who is telling Connie what her family is doing for Christmas? Why would she not already know? Wait, did Constance mention anything about her family this past Christmas holiday? I guess we'll find out. Brilliant Dumbledore. Oh no. Yeah, I can't. Seeing this sentence again, everything about Harry to me, like, whenever he talks, I'm always just like, oh, Harry Potter. But this, and then thinking about if you were Harry Potter and you saw these Foundables and you kept seeing them pop up over and over, that's a lot. That is a lot. Horned Serpent. Fox was a loyal companion to Dumbledore. Everybody knows that. It's less commonly known that one of his feathers was used to make my wand, and also Voldemort's. Well, I guess you wouldn't be proclaiming that all around everywhere, you know? I'm Harry Potter. We both have the same phoenix core to our wands. He's one of the darkest wizards of all time. Yeah, the horned serpents are super cool. I love looking at them. They're so pretty. Trelawney was a professor of divination while Dumbledore was headmaster, but she also made prophecies about Voldemort. Glass jug of pumpkin juice. Oops. Yeah, they don't exist here. Even if it does rain. I'll be lucky to see one. Alright, I don't want to theorize why pumpkin juice is a foundable. If it turns out there's something sinister about pumpkin juice, I'd be gutted. Like, I don't think there's anything inherently sinister about it. I think that you might be having some illegal operations going on with Connie's mom. You recover an owl, and I'm here wondering if there's a deeper meaning. It's just an owl, right? This is the line. This is one of those lines. Same thing as the Connie one from this one, where she's like, oh, you were a nobody before. This is the line that keeps me up at night. Like, it's just an owl, right? Don't even plant these little seeds in my head. Who are you talking to? You know who you're talking to. If you remember, Professor Burbage was brutally murdered by Voldemort for being an advocate of Muggle rights. Why would the Calamity make her a foundable? Is it her connection to Voldemort or Dumbledore? This is clearly a Dumbledore event, but I think that because they were like, oh, Voldemort, the whole thing is about Voldemort, it's hard to like break yourself of that. The Calamity is producing foundables related to Dumbledore or Voldemort or both of them. Yeah, what was this next one? Oh. Hello again. We're seeing another surge in Calamity activity. And once again, we're finding foundables that have ties to both Dumbledore and Voldemort. We need to figure out who the Calamity is actually focused on. If the Calamity is manifesting things related to Voldemort, we may not have a threat level high enough to define what we're up against. Oh, yikes. So pessimistic, Harry. Yeah, the only people who know about the dual cores are the millions of people who read the first book. Oh, man. What if they find out? They're like, oh, wait, we haven't been secret in years. Everyone knows about it. All the muggles know about us. This was Dumbledore's personal pensive. While I used it with him to experience memories of Tom Riddle's past, I think it's safe to say that this Foundable is far more connected to Dumbledore than Voldemort. Griffin statue. Yeah, it definitely is Dumbledore related. Dumbledore invented the Deluminator. Yeah, this seems all Dumbledore to me. Memory vials. He stored memories related to Tom Riddle. They were memories from the time before he became Voldemort and were used to fight him. Young Dumbledore. Dumbledore once showed me his memory of meeting a young Tom Riddle, and he was wearing a purple suit. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but this man feels more Dumbledore than Voldemort to me. So you just ignore it? Oh my gosh. Okay, so end. The lesson I'm learning is to try to focus on what we're actually seeing from the calamity and not what we fear it could become. I don't remember that line. So profound, Harry. Focus on what you're actually seeing, not the fear of what it could become. I know I probably should not be using all my potions right now. Gotta save them for adversaries. Adversaries in 2 weeks. I guess I have time to replenish. Oh, here we go. We're gonna get some more Connie Shade. Mark these Connie Shade moments. Ha! There you are. I've got an urgent matter that requires your attention. Wait, so this was February though. I feel like part one of this was somewhat okay. And then I think part 2 was interrupted of this brilliant event. I think that's when a lot of stuff started shutting down here. Superman isn't supposed to get mad at normal people. All right. We have... Oh, yeah. It seems the calamity has taken an interest in me. It's manifesting artifacts of a personal and private nature. See, this is like stressful. If this happened to me and it like all of a sudden I was surrounded with like some of my most intense memories, or especially memories of loss, and it was just like out in the world all around me. This is like, the calamity is psychological manipulation here. It's trying to hurt you. In your heart. It's manifesting artifacts of a personal and private nature. I would appreciate it if you could pursue this matter with your usual diligence. Constance says, a mission from Professor McGonagall and a chance to learn more about her. I want in. Professor McGonagall is so private. It's easy to forget that she even had a life outside of Hogwarts. It would be so fascinating to learn more about her. Does she have hobbies? Lost loves? Wow, Connie. Wow. Okay, so we have the self-playing harp, and McGonagall is like over Constance, like immediately. Constance is like, wow, I didn't know that you play the harp. And McGonagall's like, it's enchanted. It's enchanted, Miss Pickering, it plays itself. Oh yeah, this is the one where the miss is not capitalized. I remember people mentioning that the miss not being capitalized was irritating to them. I never had Professor McGonagall as a teacher. She was already headmistress by the time I was at Hogwarts. I bet she was brilliant. All right. We have... Oh, you know, and all the time I was at school, no one heard McGonagall say much about the Second Wizarding War, but I've read everything I could on it. And she was a right hero. This one, Connie, can you not? Sorry, that was like probably really loud. Professor, if you don't mind me asking, who is the handsome man in this photo? He must be important to you for the calamity to single him out. You think so, do you, Miss Pickering? Well, yes, Professor. The calamity takes what we hold dear, so it follows that he's someone you care about, right? Dougal McGregor. Oh, let's try that again. Dougal McGregor is a man that I once knew, Miss Pickering. That's all I'm prepared to say on the matter. Ugh. This event. Why do you hurt, Wizards Unite? Why do you hurt? McGonagall has dedicated her whole life to Hogwarts, first as a teacher, then as a headmistress. That kind of commitment always requires sacrifice. I wonder what she gave up. The Hornbill, used him as a teaching aid. Okay, end. Well, it appears that the calamity has stopped prying into my life. I trust that your thirst for knowledge about my personal affairs was quenched, Miss Pickering. Oh, ice cold. Actually, Professor, now that you mention it, I have so many questions. You have a keen and inquisitive mind, Miss Pickering, but you need to learn that you don't have the right to every answer just because you ask. But I will tell you this much. Dougal McGregor was very dear to me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm pretty sure McGonagall is the headmaster. The head teacher. That event definitely got me because I love McGonagall. I love her story. I think it's super sad, but somewhat like, you know, I've always admired McGonagall, but it gave me a different level of respect for her as a person, you know. All right, we have Constance saying, okay, this one, look at Snape. Oh, you remember old Dougal McGregor from the last Calamity Surge? Well, I did some research and suspect that he and McGonagall were engaged. I'm imagining her sort of like gossipy, like telling us this in that tone. Can you imagine Professor McGonagall head over heels in love? It's interesting because it seems that the Calamity is fixated on the idea of lost love. Severus Snape was famously in love with Lily Potter. Oh my goodness. Also, can you imagine, like, everyone knows that... Oh, I don't know. This is just so weird. This whole context and situation is so weird. And now we're seeing Foundables related to them. We need to work out what the connection is. Oh, just kidding. There you go. Cindy put the head person, head of Hogwarts, in the chat. Professor Marazian? Would you want to look into the Mirror of Erised? I'm not sure what my deepest desires are, or even if I'd want to know. I bet Snape saw himself with Lily. Snape is such a mysterious, brooding figure, tall, dark, and a potions genius to boot. If you consider his life, it's rather tragically romantic, don't you think? Oh, Connie. Oh yeah, remember this? Wormwood. Wormwood is an ingredient in the Draft of Living Death. I wonder if it has any deeper meaning. Oh yeah, and this one. I don't know. I already said yesterday, Constance is my favorite character. Oh, look at this photo of Lily and Snape together. She's a lot prettier than I imagined. Do you think I'd look good with red hair? This is where the red wig stuff came in. And not just that, but like this and then the little image from the preview on the app store or whatever, and it has Constance. Didn't we say that no one would know about Snape's crush unless Harry told everyone what he saw in the pensive? Yeah, I feel like Yeah, Connie has a thing with trying to beat people. Definitely. Definitely. She wants to... Yeah. I mean... Yeah, why would they know? Unless it was like... I don't know. Yeah. Cindy, that's a great point. I would think Harry made sure that Snape's legacy was clear by telling his story. That definitely seems like something, like Harry is just a good person. Everything he does is, I mean, he's not perfect, obviously, but he always like acts to do good for people. And so I could definitely see that. All right, Lily, what? I wonder what innovative elixirs and potent potions Snape brewed in the cauldron. It's a piece of history. All right, Constance says, don't you think it's a bit odd that the Calamity is focused on love? The going theory is that Grim Folly incorporated research from the love room into his spell. Perhaps the solution to turning the Calamity around is to look more closely at its key ingredient. After all, love is what created this spell. Maybe it's what we need to stop it. We talked a lot about love and obsession when we were talking about... What context was this in? Was this Half-Blood Prince? I think so, right? Was it Half-Blood Prince? Yeah, it was booklet. Was that for the last book? Oh, with Cursed... Oh, yeah. With Cursed Child, because we were also talking about love potions, right? We were talking about love potions in general. And then we were talking about different instances of love potions, right? What if that's what went wrong with the spell? Is that instead of like the driver of the spell, I don't actually know like how magic works. Like I know that they cast spells, right? But like, is it a feeling? You know how there's like, oh, you've got to mean it. There's like intentionality. There's something that's like there. And so what if it was supposed to intend to be love as the driver, but instead it was obsession as the driver? Although I don't know how that explains all of these other Foundables. It just exploded. Oh, right. Oh, because we learned about... We learned the story, right? I'm just hunting for these gold gifts, you know? I just still have the one. I want two. I want two before the end of the day. If not, I'll take my one though. Alright, now we're gonna get into March. Oh, Circus Calamitous. Here we go. Look how pretty. Did you hear? The Calamity has brought the circus into town. Oh, we're going to learn more about Connie's life in a second, too. Hang on, Constance. These Foundables are from the Circus Arcanus, an exploitative traveling show from the 1920s. It may even have ties to Grindelwald. Well, if it's that awful, should we be returning things to it? See, Connie is like trying to be like, okay, she's just trying to figure it out. Like, are we supposed to be doing this? Oh. We have to, I'm afraid. It might seem counterintuitive, but there's no telling what the consequences would be if the Foundables weren't returned to their proper place and time. Yeah, nobody can know. Alright, Graphorn. Oh, and now Connie's like all in on the sort of like, she's just imagining what terrible things could have happened. Azulu, I've heard of those. They're incredibly fast, can travel 1,000 miles. Oh, seems like such a sad life to send it back to. The alternative is that it remains trapped in a whirlwind until some muggle comes across it and violates the statute of secrecy, potentially dying in the process. I know you're right, Harry. I just hate to think of returning that magnificent beast back to a cold cage. We have the house elf. Ooh, another horned serpent. Oh, March is when everything shut down? For some reason in my brain, I was thinking it was February because Oh no, you're right, because I visited my family, I think, at the end of February. And then in March was when I had to cancel trips. Okay. Yeah, there's a little typo here, but we're sending a house elf back to a time of slavery. Oh dear. Constance, that house elf has lived his life already. We don't know what that life entailed. Sending these Foundables back presents a bit of a moral quandary, no doubt. But we can't know the ramifications of failing to do so. What if this house elf had some unsung role in bringing down Grindelwald? Not sending him back could be disastrous. Alright, fire breather. I'd much rather be one of the circus's non-beast performers. At least that fellow could get out and stretch his legs among the crowd. I'm not so sure about that. From what I've learned, some of the performers may have been there against their will. The Oni? I guess I never see an Oni in person. Circus Arcanus must have been an amazing thing to witness. Oops. Unless you were actually a part of it, then not so much. Alright, Skender the Ring Master. He's a rather unpleasant seeming fellow, isn't he? Why do I think he was the one who ran the whole show? Yeah, he was, by all accounts, a deeply awful individual. I'm not sorry to see him go. Oh, well. We have Constance saying at the end, it would seem that the latest surge has begun to subside. It's funny, I hadn't really given much thought to the moral complexities of the calamity until now. I think in some ways, returning things to an unpleasant past or returning unpleasant things to an unsuspecting past is the hardest part of being a member of this task force. Yeah, I like this event. Oh yeah, here we go. Nagini. I like the Nagini Foundable. There's a new surge in the calamity, and guess what? The Circus Arcanus has returned. What is it about this particular rather obscure circus from 100 years ago that is driving the calamity? Is that a kappa? They're rather unpleasant creatures that feed on blood and enjoy strangling unwary humans. To be honest, in this case, returning it to captivity in the circus seems like the best option for everyone involved, except for maybe the kappa. Hi, Mindy. Oh, you're so cute, Pee-Pee. Brilliant Nagini. Also with the blood malediction. Nagini, now that's curious. Didn't Voldemort have a snake by that name? We don't really know much about Nagini. Candy floss stand. This is more like it. Nothing morally ambiguous about returning fluffy pink candy floss back to where it belongs, is there? Unless it was made by... Nope. Just plain old candy floss. Nothing tragic about it. Oh my goodness. Wait, what is she suggesting there? Winnie, is it hot? Are you like 1,000 degrees? You can't even lift your little head? Clown. Gah. I hate clowns. They give me the collywobbles. That said, judging from the depressed look on this one's face, I feel a bit bad sending him back to that horrible circus. Jerry, how are you? Hello! How is it going? Good to see ya. Also, we're wishing Happy Father's Day to everyone, so pass that along to all the fathers, you know. And that goes to everyone. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I still need one more. I'm not going to be walking the Porkies right now. We're just reading some dialogue, seeing things. Yeah, aw, so great. I don't know of a safe way to contain fiery flying reptiles, but cramming them together in a cage just seems cruel, not to mention a fire hazard. Alright. As a little girl, I used to adore vintage circus posters. Now that I've finally seen an old-timey circus up close, I think I've lost my desire to go to one. Poor Constance. Reports of Circus Arcanus Foundables are becoming less frequent. I think we're in the clear with this calamity surge. I must say I find it rather incredible that the calamities seem to almost be testing our moral fortitude. I wonder what caused that. There's been a lot of discussion among members of the SOS task force and even inside the ministry. People are agonizing over some of the choices we have to make. I don't think it's ever going to feel perfect to return Tom Riddle to Hogwarts right around the time he's learning about Horcruxes, for example. But we have to do it. Any other choice would be irresponsible at best and catastrophic at worst. See, Connie gets it, right? Burrow besieged. Harry, what did you do? Mom says there's a crowd of witches and wizards hanging around the burrow. Look how he just runs up and he's like, Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Harry goes, what? Why do you think I did anything? Ron says, no one draws a crowd like you, mate. Did you give an interview or something? Hermione comes in to save the day. No, he didn't. The burrow was just featured in the travel guide 100 historical sites from the Second Wizarding War. Those witches and wizards are tourists, Ron. Oh no. How did they make a whole house? Someone, like, they still live in the house. How did you make it a historical building? I guess, are there historical buildings where people still live in them? Or I thought that, like, if you made it historical, that there were certain... Oh, I guess there are historic districts in cities. But there are still, like, rules and regulations about how you interact with it, right? Or how you maintain it, or whatever. Anyway, I'm more worried about how the calamity is going to respond to all those people thinking about the burrow. Okay. Oh. Okay. So the house itself was the historical landmark. Interesting. They are wizards also. Yeah. Poor mom and dad keep seeing my Foundable lurking around and thinking I've come home for a visit. Like I'd go anywhere near the burrow right now. Tourists everywhere, and now Weasley Foundables too? Sounds like a madhouse. More mad than usual, I mean. Alright, we have Ron. Ron's sending a load of decoy detonators to scare off those tourists, but all they managed to do was startle the chickens. Dad's covered in feathers and has been pecked half to death, but Mom says that does not excuse him from helping out returning Foundables. Weasley is our king banner. Did I ever tell you I was keeper for the Gryffindor team? Called me... Wait. Who is he talking to right here? Did I ever tell you I was the keeper for the Gryffindor team? Called me their king, they did. He's talking to us, right? They sang a song about me. How did it go again? Hermione goes, if your mom knew that you were reminiscing about your Quidditch days while her garden is being overrun by tourists and Foundables of your old rubbish. Ron goes, no, that's not how the song went at all. Ron's also funny. Ron says, Mom says that a few less savory tourists are searching the Burrow grounds for artifacts of historical value, anything they can sell, more like. If they knew that Harry and I used to play with that wizard chess set together, they'd probably try and steal the Foundable too. Wow, people, can you just like leave them alone? Leave the Weasleys alone. Who are these tourists? Leave the Weasleys alone. We should start zapping the tourist. Maybe they were the unforgivable? No. Oh my goodness. I hope so. The real pig is probably enthusiastically helping Mom deliver howlers to the publisher of a certain travel guide right about now. To take his memories later. Stealing artifacts for later. Oh no. Ron's comic book. It feels like just yesterday, Mom was telling me to pick up the comics littering my bedroom floor. Here I am, cleaning up their Foundables. Unforgivable doesn't start... Oh, wait. I was gonna say adversaries time, but maybe... Maybe... It's the... So we were... Wasn't it in the secret notes? Or the... We got it in a brilliant... I feel like we got it in a brilliant event in a note. Actually, I don't even remember. Now I'm looking forward to see how it starts. 100 historical sites from the Second Wizarding War is flying off the shelves. I don't think your parents have seen the latest or the last of their tourist run. What I can't figure out is who besides you would even buy a book like that? Just because you're not interested in wizarding history, Ron. Well, if more people were like me, we wouldn't be having this calamity surge, would we? Oh, I feel like... I mean, it's a weird thing to say, but Ron is right. Ron is right. Oh, Ginny. Oh, Ginold. Ron, did you see this? 100 historical sites from the Second Wizarding War hit number 17 on the Daily Prophet's bestsellers list. Oh dear, this isn't blowing over at all. How are your parents coping with all the tourists showing up the Burrow? You know how Mom is. Even though they're pests, she's going mad trying to make the Burrow more presentable for her guests. All the traces cluttering up the place aren't helping though. Oh man, the flying car. So sweet. Arthur's like, yeah, my flying car. How's Ginny holding up being a Foundable and all? She says she'd be a lot happier about it if she could send her Foundable in her place to the Burrow. Your mom has recruited her for crowd control. Ouch. Poor Ginny. Mom had to cast protective charms on Dad's shed. Can you imagine a load of tourists discovering his collection of Muggle rubbish? Burrow sign. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they should. I remember reading this and being like, yeah, you should charge these tourists a fee to take pictures of your Burrow sign. De-gnoming gloves. With all the strange witches and wizards around, it seems that the Burrow's gnomes have vacated the garden. Mom says it's nice to take de-gnoming off her chores list. You gotta look at the positive from there, I guess. Alright, we have Errol. I've never missed Errol more. What would I give to have letters from the Burrow go astray? And, yeah, the Muggle trash. How are your parents doing, Ron? Still battling tourists at the Burrow? They're great, actually. The tourists are starting to dwindle, and the calamity seems to be moving on as well. A couple of tourists even erected a plaque in honor of the Weasley family's contributions and sacrifices during the war. Oh my goodness. It's not official or anything. It's kind of sweet. I think Mom and Dad are pleased, even if they won't admit it. Sure, Ron, sure. Quidditch Cup. We're in May of last year. McGonagall, good, I found you. I'm afraid that Hogwarts needs your help. The final matches of the Inner House Quidditch Cup are upon us. Excitement is running high among the students. Their single-minded focus has attracted the attention of the Calamity. Regrettably, Hogwarts Quidditch Cup itself has been taken. I dare say that the Calamity has gone too far this time. Although we could certainly proceed without the cup, I would hate for the winning house to be denied the honor. Will you help me end the Calamity Surge and return the centuries-old cup to Hogwarts? This event was so buggy with dialogue, I remember that. I remember that specifically. Alright, we have Angelina Johnson Weasley could attest to the pride of winning the Quidditch Cup. Yeah, so this one was like, they were obsessed with the cup, and I'm like, okay, I don't know, I guess I didn't really quite understand the significance, on an emotional level, but I can imagine the reaction that they had as being appropriate for other people, not for me. I'd be like, okay, whatever, it's just a Quidditch cup. One of the Gryffindor chasers owns an old Nimbus 2000 and feared that her broom would vanish for a weekend. I thought that was so sweet. Aww. Oh my gosh, yeah, the broom of a former famous student. How many famous students do you know? The famous chosen one. Nearly Headless Nick. I've been meaning to ask Sir Nicholas his perspective on the Calamity. Being somewhat separated from his original self, he might have some fascinating insights. Alright, we return the Quidditch Cup, James Potter plaque, many generations, trophy case. There is nothing that brings me more joy than seeing our students succeed. At the end, McGonagall talks about the Quidditch Cup is an important symbol of Hogwarts history and traditions. I believe I speak for all the staff and students when I say we cannot thank you enough. If you happen to be in the area, join us for the final match of the season. Okay, again, McGonagall is asking. Every time I see this, I keep hearing the meme in my head, or seeing and hearing the meme in my head where it's like Bernie Sanders and it's like, I must once again ask you, and then people like fill in the blank. Like that's what I'm imagining with this. It's like, oh, hi again. I gotta ask you to take this down one more time. I know we did this 2 weeks ago, but we're gonna have to do it again, and thanks. Okay, bye. The final match of the Quidditch season approaches. Excitement has reached fever pitch. Not unexpectedly, more Quidditch-related Foundables are turning up. Concern is growing that holding the final match could endanger the students. Some are calling for it to be canceled. In fact, canceling the match could only make matters worse. Disappointed students would certainly focus the Calamity's attention. What do you say? Will you help me save the Quidditch season? Ooh, I wonder what the newest names for the latest Quidditch brooms are. I don't know if they talked about brooms in Cursed Child. Because they are kind of young. Or, I don't know. Miss Lovegood, Mrs. Scamander now, I suppose, has offered to write to the board of... Oh yeah, remember this? It was Brilliant Quidditch Luna. And we didn't get to talk to Luna directly, but she wrote a letter to the Board of Governors and said she's suffering no major effects from being a Foundable. Although I guess Luna would probably be fine with it, you know. It's uncomfortable, yes, but less hazardous than the average Quidditch match or Care of Magical Creatures class. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I also have only read Cursed Child once and I don't remember any details. One of the Gryffindor beaters expressed concern that the school's bludgers might be affected by the Calamity. Yeah, all the students are like, wait, this is messing everything up. The scorekeeper. Oh yeah, because also the port key was interesting. We got into the lockers and we could see like there was pumpkin juice in the lockers. And some robes. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was later. What was it? It was something, yeah, that was later. I know what event you're talking about. I can't remember the theme of it. right now. The inter-house Quidditch competition has been a Hogwarts tradition for hundreds of years, uniting the houses in sportsmanship. Rarely has the competition been interrupted. It would be a shame to do so now. Yeah, I mean, Quidditch is the game that, like, doesn't end. I don't remember how long the longest game was, but that's like, you know, you literally don't end until the snitch is caught. They just play forever and ever and ever. Okay. Yeah. See, McGonagall is just concerned. She's like, no, we can't make the calamity stronger, so we shouldn't cancel it. Okay. The Slytherin team deserves recognition for their success this season. However, and I'm sure that they would agree, one final match is necessary to determine which team should be considered the most successful. She's like, prove yourself, you got to. Yeah. Definitely. Thanks to the hard work of the SOS Task Force, I'm pleased to report that the Calamity Surge is winding down. The final Quidditch match went off without a hitch. No, it seems like such a frivolous thing to worry about at a time like this. We cannot underestimate the power of friendship. The power of friendship! Yeah. And then they're like, oh wait, it's not our feelings. Oh, I like this one too. Oh my gosh, we're here. 1 year later, part 1. Okay, we're almost done with the first year and then we'll get into this year. I was just looking at my notes. Do you realize we've reached 1 full year since Grim Folly cast his spell and started this nightmare? Wow, Hermione, chill out. It seems so much longer ago. So now we can look at the 1 year later and then we can compare it to like what we're gonna see. Well, we're gonna see part 2 tomorrow, but like to this year's like, oh, 2 years later, here we go. Apparently time does not fly in the midst of a crisis. And guess what? There's yet another, oh my gosh, the caps. Do you remember this? The caps? Guess what? Past Lynette, it's not a hidden message. Don't try to unscramble or make sentences out of these words. Doesn't mean anything. Oh my gosh. I used to look at these surges as a chance for hints about the calamity in the hope of someday taming it. Now, it just seems like the spell is mocking us. Oh my gosh. This event was so epic. Harry says, so this is odd. I feel like I always do when a Foundable torn from me is returned. Less anxious, except I have a distinct recollection of a conversation with Grim Folly, and he's telling me he has been held captive this past year. Hermione says, well, that's quite impossible, isn't it? Harry says, I mean, yes, I never had that conversation with him, obviously. Wait. Is this... Okay, remember when we thought that Grim was sending messages? What if he's still... Oh, wait, no. I was thinking... Because right now, I'm thinking that Harry is having someone else's memories. So what if Grim is talking to Gareth? No, that doesn't make sense though, because he talked to Constance. But it might make sense because they're saying they never had a conversation with Grim. That it's always like, I had a memory of it, or it seemed like a dream. But what if they are having somebody else's memories in their, like they are seeing somebody else's memories, and that person is the same person? Anyway, it feels so bloody real. I don't wonder if having all these Foundables torn from us will have some after effects. Maybe this is one? False memories? Oh. Brilliant proprietor, Ron Weasley. Hermione, can you explain something to me? Why do I feel like I've had a conversation with Grim Folly? There was so much screaming when I read this for the first time. You used to have many with him, Ron. You were friends. I love how that's Hermione's response. Like, okay. Well, I didn't have this one. He was trying to convince me that he's been imprisoned for over a year. That's just silly. Tell me about... Okay, so here, I'm going to pause right here. The other consideration I had was what if Grim and Penelope's daughter had a blood malediction? I don't know how this would work though. To me, it's like more like I feel more confident about Gareth being the person. You know, you have the family name and all this. Folly is also a family in the Sacred 28 though. Hector Folly was a minister. So now I'm like, wait, is Grim? Because it could be that Grim is not bad, but that he made some deal and now he's being controlled. I don't know. I still like the Gareth theory better. That's just silly. Tell me about it. I wonder if this whole stupid calamity is now finding its way into my dreams. I feel like I'm cracking up. You know, they're one of the things I've most admired about the Calamity spell. Those portmanteaus. Amazing attention to detail to invent something mechanical like that. Okay, all of these things are excellent. I don't know if you're aware, but after I suggested using banners to identify areas of high family concentration, my boyfriend, Lucas Sparrowvale, spent 6 months traveling the world and placing them. How's that for dedication? Someday I may have him home to meet Mom. The famous Lucas. Oh no. Oh, see, okay, this is where I got confused. So the portmanteau are mechanical. They're mechanical devices, which is fascinating. Then we have Kingsley invented dark detectors. I guess that makes sense though, right? I could see Kingsley inventing something like the dark detectors that we use. Cindy, thank you for becoming a re-uppin', I don't even remember, but congrats on your degree. The mom who did not invite you to Christmas. Yeah, maybe she would love to introduce Lucas to her mom to impress her. I don't know. Have we heard from Lucas since then? No. No, we have not. We have most certainly not. We're lucky to... See, I remember this this part was confusing to me. Again, what role does Kingsley have in the ministry? Is he still minister? Is there like an ex officio minister position that they created and that he just is there? She says, we're very lucky to have his brilliant leadership during this crisis. I remember this event threw me for a loop. I was not expecting it at all. At all. Minister Emeritus, yeah. And he's still, like, making decisions. Okay, this one, do you realize, again, not a coded message, not anything. Do you realize since the start of the Calamity, Ministry has confirmed that nearly 1 billion potions have been consumed by task force members? Actually, 763,263,276. But that's almost 1 billion. Incredible. Oh, Constance. And this particular surge seems incredibly specific, doesn't it? Focusing almost exclusively on the SOS task force. Why? I wonder if me and Ron having the same exact memory is a coincidence. It almost feels like the Calamity is trying to speak to us. Don't be daft, Harry. Spells can't speak. Spellcasters can, though. We don't yet know enough to be sure, but this surge feels very different than any of the others before it. Yeah, but yeah, I can see that for sure, Rita. I'm just wondering if, like, once you step down from being minister, do you have a role in, like, decision making or leadership ever? Because, like, I guess the other ministers are the other ministers dead, right? The other ones that would be before Kingsley. Maybe the situation is so much of a crisis that they called on him. Bye, Ariana. Let's return you, Harry. Part 2. Harry is barely convinced this surge is different from the others. Myself, I'm a tad more skeptical. There is no debate that this recent surge has changed and become suddenly more focused on the ministry itself. There has to be some reason for that, but what is it? Brilliant Senior Minister Hermione Granger. The longest title ever. Yeah. I could see that. Let's see. I now understand. Oh my gosh, this is so... Oh my god. I now understand what Ron and Harry were going on about. I also have a new memory of speaking with Grim, coinciding with my recent experience as a Foundable. It's like I've been left a message in the form of a hazy, unclear memory. It's not perfect, but this is vital. Grim Folly is reaching out to us after over a year. So okay, again, I'm going back to the memory thing. It seems that now they're thinking that they are looking at somebody's memories when they have these, like, little things. So I don't know if Grim is actually sending a message intentionally, or if it's like, you know, like something made it weak, or like something is going on that's monumental that is letting them have access to somebody else. Have they mentioned any other minister? I have no idea if he's still minister. I don't think he's supposed to be. I think Hermione is supposed to be. Alright, we have Brilliant Minister Kingsley. Constance says, I ran across Minister Shacklebolt the other day. He told me something rather shocking. He also still caps. He has a memory similar to Harry and Ron's. Except in his, Grim was saying he had gained some ability to manipulate the claim. Oh, wait. No, because this is why I think they thought that Grim was talking to them. Because he's saying things like this. Grim has gained some ability to manipulate the Calamity to guide what it steals as Foundables. It really feels like we've made some kind of breakthrough. Junior Undersecretary Constance Pickering. No, Connie. Grim Folly reached out to me. I mean, I think he did. It is definitely some sort of strange message wrapped in a memory I never had. He's telling me that he isn't responsible for all this. It was his spell, but he isn't at fault. Unless it still is Gareth's memories. And Grim, as someone who worked, like, directly with Gareth, Grim is telling Gareth... Hold up. Unless it's Penelope. I don't think it's Penelope, right? Would it be Penelope? It could be Penelope. Oops, keep hitting my mic. It could be Penelope if we're going back to maybe their daughter has the blood malediction. And maybe Grim is in, like, the same place as Penelope and now he's talking to her. Gary for short. Gary. He's telling me he isn't responsible for all of this. It was his spell, but he isn't at fault. He told Constance that, or Constance accessed that memory, or that exchange. Now the Calamity is creating Foundables of our attempt to track the Calamity's creation of the Foundables. It's almost like the Calamity is self-aware. That's exactly what you need for something that's an AI robot. The registry is the task force creation, but the underlying organization is inherent in the Calamity itself. In other words, we didn't sort Foundables into families. I thought this one was super interesting as well. The Calamity did. We just put names to those families. The whole family thing has always struck me as curiously methodical. Grim Folly was meticulous. I don't know if methodical is like... I feel like methodical is in that same vein. For such a chaotic spell, but Grim Folly is said to have a highly organized mind. Why is it that all creatures have cute babies except for birds? Oh wait, is this a different one? Wait. This is a different one, right? This doesn't seem to fit in this dialogue. Wait, is there a baby one? Oh no. Am I misreading this? Why is it that all creatures have cute babies except for birds? I think this is probably in a different event. We're going to ignore that one, but just know Constance hates birds. We've long known that the Runestone's family corresponds with that of the Foundable you return after a wizarding challenge, but we still don't know why. Why require Runestones to enter a fortress at all? There are so many questions I would love to ask Grim Folly. At the end, Hermione says, well, that search is over, but what a search it was. Grim Folly can reach out to us, perhaps to any of us at any time. It's very exciting. Hermione, before you get too excited, it might be worthwhile to consider something. Grim can communicate with us, right? Oh, this is Harry giving Grim sus right here. Yes. And he did a lot of communicating. He told us he can manipulate the Calamity spell to some degree, that he has been imprisoned for over a year, and that he is innocent. But he left out the most important thing. He didn't tell us how to end this, did he? Or whose fault it was. I think we tread very lightly. Moving forward, none of us knows what he's really on about, do we? Dun dun dun. Oh, baby beast! Look at this little baby crop. Oh, we're gonna get to Sylvia. Intro. Hermione says, Constance, the Ministry's internal calamity management team, reported that there appears to be yet again another surge in calamity activity. It's rather ominous. The calamity is focused almost exclusively on snatching Baby Beast. Baby Beast? How dreadful. It's horrid. Grim can't be behind this, can he? Stealing Baby Beast is incredibly irresponsible. We don't know what kind of harm becoming a Foundable can do to an innocent baby. I can't imagine he'd do something so irresponsible. Of course, he probably did start the calamity. We need to return the babies as quickly as possible. All right. Constance wanted a baby Niffler. She remembered going to a dragon sanctuary in Norway. Got to see the babies up close. Got her Charlie bit her finger. Strange, that's a specific cage, blah, blah, blah. Talking about Jakarta, black market. Oh my goodness. There's a lot there. Why is it that all creatures have cute babies? So this is supposed to be in this event. Why is it that all creatures have cute babies except for birds? They're all hideous, and if one seems cute, it's because it's actually so hideous you feel bad for it, then start finding it cute out of guilt. It's weird. That's how I feel about Constance. No, I'm just kidding. Connie has moments. She has great moments. Here we go. As a child, we lived next door to this muggle girl, Sylvia. I didn't remember that her neighbor was a muggle. So not only is this potentially Sylvia's family celebrated Christmas and Connie was jealous of all the decorations, but also Sylvia's a muggle. I convinced her that hedgehogs loved it when you gave them snacks overnight. She left out a plate, and the next day her garden was destroyed. I felt so guilty. Top 10 childhood regret. Constance. Here's baby Krupp. Did you know I once had a Krupp called Ross? I did, but we had to give him away when my brother turned out to be a squib, and Ross just wouldn't stop nipping his bum. Scarred my brother for life. I miss Ross. Oh my goodness. Poor little Ross. Poor little brother. Oh no. Hermione says, we've tamped down the surge a bit for now, but I've been thinking about that Niffler cage. Perhaps this entire surge is a message from Grimm. It's so incredibly specific. All the creatures the surge focused on are incredibly valuable. Even the augury is in demand. Maybe there's a hint in there somewhere. Perhaps I just can't imagine what it is. Regardless, it might be worth spending some time thinking. We have a few days to connect the dots before the inevitable second surge. Blah, blah, blah. We know. We're getting there. And, oh, they're so cute. Look at the little babies. I love the little babies. They're so cute. All right. Second Calamity Surge is starting similar to the first, focused solely around Baby Beast. It just all seems so incredibly specific. More so than any other surge we've encountered. The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced this is a message from Grimm. What's he saying? Is he being held in a zoo or an animal sanctuary? Or a suitcase like Newt's commander? I literally have no idea. We should keep trying to solve that little mystery while we return these babies to their rightful places. If this is a message from Grimm Folly, it's wrapped in a rather cruel package. So this is, I think this, Chemical Arts, I think eventually, wait, is this where we find out about unforgivable stuff? I feel like shortly after this, we're like, wait, this is some, oh, I have all these emergencies on my screen. I feel like we get some sort of sense that bad people, bad things are happening here. Oh yeah, Constance told us that the unicorn is her Patronus. Is it? Is it the Patronus, Connie? I don't know if this is a coincidence. I remember reading a recent report that the Forbidden Forest has seen an uptick in hippogriff poaching. Okay, I'm gonna get these emergencies real quick first, though. I stopped paying attention. I got distracted by Baby Beast and Grimm Folly sending secret messages. Baby Horned Serpent has a jewel in its head. We have the giant squid. Jakarta's the most robust black market. In the wizarding world, demiguys are rare. We have some wizards harvest Grindylow young as a delicacy. It's entirely illegal. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, maybe. She says perhaps he's being held by black marketeers. Because the thing is that baby bees come back around. So what is it? The group of baddies. They're doing bad things, right? They're poaching things. They're selling in illegal markets. It's very interesting when this resists on my strong potion because I feel like it's so close. There's like a very low percentage for it to not go, right? Oh, involving some members of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. I'll take that. I asked a friend of mine in Magical Law Enforcement, Dorian Fungbury, to do some digging into illegal beast trading. Apparently, since the calamity, the ministry pulled resources away from combating the black market. He reached out to some underworld contacts and found that the black market, particularly the illegal magical creature market in Indonesia, has utterly exploded. I think Grim Folly knew this. And he was using these surges to inform us about this. Brilliant! You know, for him to be aware of this increase in smuggling, it means he must be someplace where he can access this information. Yeah, he's being held captive by the unforgivable, I think. Right? Brilliant observation, Constance. Oh, I got a gold gift. I think maybe we should spend some time looking into that. All right. Well, they're all thankful to Grim. Good job, Grim. Part 2, Flora and Fauna. Hagrid is very excited to see us again. Hermione's like, Hagrid, are you saying that there's actual physical damage being done in the Forbidden Forest? Oh boy, oh boy. Joseph, hello. Seems like maybe so. Something burned that path, and it wasn't no angry blast ended Scroot, I can tell ya. This is terrible news. If the creatures stolen by the Calamity have started affecting the environment outside the traces, this might be a real disaster. Yeah, y'all have disaster after disaster after disaster. Oh, Hagrid. He's like, oh, Newt's amazing. That's so cute. I think it's safe to assume if a foundable version of Newt could affect the world, he certainly wouldn't set fire to it. Nah. All right, we have dragon claws. They're valuable to potion makers. Dragon hide gloves. Useful when you're handling creatures who don't want to be handled. We get the fire crab. We have a fire seed bush. We have a Ukrainian iron belly. It's looking. I did see a rather large creature flying about late last night. Thought it might be a bird. Could have been an iron belly. She weren't stuck in a trace at all. Oh. Hagrid, I think I have something I need to do. I need you to go find us an iron belly. Wait, what happened out of that? The Forbidden Forest, more like its old self now that it's regained. Congrats. Where are we? We're in August 2020 right now. First year at Hogwarts. Yeah. Well, they tried to reward us, and it was supposed to stop rewarding us, but it bugged out. So everyone has so many brilliant runestones for fantastic flora and fauna. Constance, we've gotten reports of new surge behavior. And again, it's modifying the Calamity. It's different this time. It feels almost benign. Uh-oh. It seems to be centered almost entirely around memories of Diagon Alley and shopping for school. First year memories. Aw, I remember those days. So exciting. Yes, but I'll remind you that this is the Calamity and everything must be returned. Even objects that aren't dangerous are important. Oh, is this where Constance tells us that she used to go look for fairy wings or whatever? Alright, Monster Book of Monsters, she loads them. Took a chunk out of her arm. Oh no, Connie. School's bad enough. You don't need to add ravenous textbooks into the mix, do you? No, that sounds awful. Not only do you have to learn things that you're like, oh, I don't care about this, but then your book starts biting you? I forgot about this. Do you want a bit of a scandal? Winnie, what are you doing, Bubba? Come here. He needs to get to Jeffy. I knew a girl at Hogwarts, Bethany Swordbane, who was obsessed with goblins. She would make me go to Gringotts with her, and we would stand in the lobby for hours while she ogled. It was uncomfortable. I actually would love to just like have a game about Constance where not even a game. I just want a movie about Constance, her life, her adventures, what she's done. shopping list, the facade. My grandfather loves to tell the story of how after the Iron Belly dragon was released inside Gringotts, we had to change the family vault location because ours was destroyed by dragon detritus. Chelsea, hello. I'm reading the dialogue. I have a tonic going, so if there are emergencies, I'll pick them up. So far, I've done everything on the event except for the port key unlocking, which I have some here, but they're not ready to pop yet. So that's the update. You lay down, Winnie. Good boy. We're reliving some of the dialogue. We're in August, I think, right now. August 2020. Oh, stack of cauldrons. My mom wouldn't buy me a new cauldron. No, she gave me my brother's old used one and bought him the new one. See? Either this brother is a different brother, or the part where she's like, oh, my brother's a squib, was not true. Nobody can say. It's possible. It's very possible that she has 3 siblings, a sister, a squib brother, and another brother who got a new cauldron instead of her. Winnie is like really hot right now. You just lay down on the floor. And he was absolutely rubbish at potions. I don't think you should go disturb Jeffy. You need me to open your door so you can go potty? I think it's super hot out there though. He's just staring at me. Hey, Dork Lourdes, what's up? Ooh, it's McGonagall, maybe. We've made quite a lot of good headway against this surge. The team have done well, and I must say it's one of the more delightful threats to wizarding kind we've ever come across. It has jogged the memory, hasn't it? Still, it has been so very, very different. I wonder if there's more to this. There has to be. Oh, you can't see little Windog. He's just right here. He's just right next to me. You're so good, Winnie. You want to say hi to everyone? Do you want to say hi? You say hi. I'm just a curious little boy. I'm so curious. I don't know what you need. What do you need? He's like, I need you to not do this anymore. Ew, Winnie. It tickles so much when you do that. Kiss. Thank you. You're so nice, Winston. You're so nice. He's so nice. Did we talk about how rude Connie is? Why did she say that? Why did she say that to us? That's what I want to know. Yeah, he's so cute. He's just a baby. All right, part 2. Hermione says, the most recent surge has returned and it remains delightful. You sound disappointed. Is it more of the same? This line right here is a little too close to the heart. Not quite. This one is centered more around Hogwarts itself. Mostly the professors and house ghosts, to be specific. We need to return all of it as soon as possible, as per our normal protocols. For those whose memories have been taken, this experience is rather awful. We cannot forget that. I do wonder why this surge has been so delightful. Me too. It's incredibly odd. It doesn't match to any previous surge that I can recall. Hopefully an explanation shall reveal itself. Mysterious no pieces. Yeah, he might be back in here, buddy bird. I'm just a little jumpy. I'm just a good little boy. He's so good. He's so good. Alright, no piece. I mean, most of these are just like, oh, look, it's a note. Alright, this is truly interesting. We're gonna look for this section, the finished recovering section. This is indeed a prophecy apparently made by Professor Trelawney in the 90s, years ago. In it, she predicts the calamity. Incredible. I thought she was a one-hit wonder. Yes, but there's more. She also claims that the Ministry of Fools, I don't appreciate that commentary, I'll be honest, will blame the Grim Man, does she mean Grim Volley, for at least a year. Is she saying he didn't do it? My God, if this is real, this may be confirmation that Grim's not behind this disaster after all. See, this I think is the turning point of like, okay, year 1, you're accusing Grim. Transition to year 2, where it's like, okay, it's not quite Grim, something else is afoot. What is it? If it's real and if it's not, is Grim Folly trying to deceive us? See, you gotta plant those seeds of doubt. You have to. Just how it is. All right, Constance says here, failed in charms and never got over it. We had a parents' meeting which included Headmaster McGonagall. It was awful, and I spent time between classes practicing various charms on my pet newt, Nevin. Wait, what charms did she use on Nevin? Oh my goodness. Do you remember a while ago when we were returning stolen pieces of my past in another surge, and I came back with a distinctly new memory, one of a conversation with Grim Folly, and it's like, yeah, Hermione, everyone remembers that. Sprout apparently has a memory. Grim Folly claims to have found a way to influence the calamity enough to truly modify it. This surge, it's made from his memories almost exclusively. His first year experience and his memories of the professors, that is what we've been returning. He has figured out a way of affecting it. If this is true, this is massive. All right, we have nearly headless Nick. See, okay, it wasn't Peeves then. I think it was nearly headless Nick that I was thinking of that other time. Oh my gosh, I never met Professor Slughorn, but I always thought I would have been a perfect candidate for the Slug Club. It's stuff like this. I think, I know I say this often when I oscillate about Constance. Like, she just says funny things. Whoever is writing Constance's dialogue, their voice is, it gets jokesy. All right, we have, for years, Professor Trelawney took a lot of stick about her divination powers, and since the end of the Second Wizarding War, new similar accusations have seeped into the conversation again since then, until now. She predicted this calamity. Mind you, she also predicted the Chudley Cannons would have a flawless season this year. Oh no! Was my phone not charging this whole time? I thought it was charging. Oh no. Well, okay, we're gonna switch to low power mode then. I didn't know that. Oh, mouse to teacup, but newt to teacup. Yeah, probably not anything harmful. Oh, y'all can't see my little bar. It's like completely red. But is low power mode. We'll be able to play a little bit longer. Well, despite our delightful trip down memory lane, this was some surge, and still we're left with so many questions. Did Professor Trelawney predict the calamity? Was she referring to Grim Volley in that prophecy? And is that prophecy even real? We know Grim can manipulate the calamity, and there's no record of such a prophecy within the Ministry. It seems rather odd he can control... Okay, sorry, can we go back to this? Low power mode means my phone's gonna shut off every 2 seconds. There's no record of such a prophecy within the Ministry. Oh my goodness. It seems rather odd he can control what the calamity steals. He can send messages through it, but he cannot stop it. And he cannot escape wherever he's being held. I mean, maybe Grim is the calamity. he is like the fragments of his being are somehow these traces. I don't know. No idea still. I knew this would happen, that I would get to this and I'd be like, oh yeah, let me figure it out. Oh right, I can't figure it out because I have no idea. I still don't know. It's odd, over the years I haven't really thought very much about the night my friends and I ran across Voldemort's Death Eaters in the Department of Mysteries. Oh wait. I think we're getting closer to unforgivableness. I think about Sirius often, but not much of that night. Lately, for some reason, I keep having a recurring nightmare about it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the prophecies were destroyed. Not all of them, but you know, lots of them were just like. Is it possible it could be tied to the most recent surge in the Calamity? And this right here, Hermione being like, "There's a new surge." Sus. Yes, and it seems to be centered around objects from that department and, well, your friends when they were kids. Seems fairly coincidental, yes? Interesting. Well, as always, we need to nip this surge in the bud and not let it get out of hand. Return everything! But that's a strange coincidence. It's an incredibly specific place and time for the Calamity to focus. Okay, where are my emergency foundables? If I were to go back into the Department of Mysteries, I've never been admitted back in. This. You're a minister. You're a minister. Why can't you go back in? I would spend a lot of time in this room. Oh, is the stream freaking out? There is something truly amazing about that bell jar that I've never forgotten. Oh my goodness. The tank of brains. It's good? Is it just kind of fuzzing out? Winnie, what are you doing? Oh, no, you can lay down. I'm sorry to disturb you. I think it's weird that she's never been back into the Department of Mysteries. I wonder if it's like meant to separate and be like, oh, you can't be so powerful that you're not only minister, but you have access to all the things. I have no idea though. The tank of brains. I still have no idea what they really are or how they live, but they can be lethal. What's a bit odd is that very few people have actually seen or even know of this tank. Why was it turned into a Foundable? Oh, it might have. You think it's weird the veil isn't in a locked room inside another locked room? I mean, I guess you only have a limited number of people that could be in there. It's also interesting to be like, well, it's fascinating that that's like later on where Hermione wanted the veil to be destroyed, right? Once when I was briefly exploring a career in magizoology, I met Luna. She was incredibly helpful, but she was also a bit... Oh yeah, I remember being like, honey, don't come for Luna. She's completely herself at all times. You know, she, almost more than anyone else, taught me to never judge people on first impressions. I originally wrote her off as a bit daft, but she turned out to be one of the most brave, insightful people I've ever known. See, this is Connie's story. I keep teasing Connie for being sus. She's gonna come through. She's gonna come through in the end and be our fearless leader. Ron nearly died that night, you know. When I think about it now, as a mother with my own children, what we were doing in those rooms was utter insanity. And yet, if we hadn't, Voldemort would have continued consolidating his power underground. hiding in the shadows. Yeah. Luna's great. Here we go. This is it. It's the same. I thought it was maybe the next one. I've never understood why the ministry has kept this here for the veil. I've fought for its removal and destruction. There are people who will not let it be removed. Who wouldn't want it removed? It's ghastly. I really shouldn't say, Oh, all right, I'll say this. One of the more prominent defenders of that wretched thing has a name which rhymes with Spareth means ass. Spareth means ass. Spareth means ass. I have to be careful of how I enunciate the name. I loved this event. Because I got raided by the cruise ship. I got raided by somebody right as I was reading this dialogue, and I lost my mind. I lost it. Hermione says there's no debate. This search is very specifically focusing on that night in the department during 5th year. That's one interpretation. Oh yeah, because he even pops up at the end. Where'd you come from? That's one interpretation. I wouldn't say it's not debatable. I will say that I'm greatly concerned that top secret objects that are not widely known about and rarely discussed, are now being routinely stolen by the Calamity. Well, you would agree that there must be some reason, wouldn't you, Minister? Yes, there is some reason, and hopefully, when this search inevitably returns, we can figure out how to stop this nonsense before more ministry secrets are splayed all across the bloody globe for all to see. Oh my goodness. Oh, I got another gold gift! Yes! Okay. Oh my gosh, little wind shark. Let's go Department of Mysteries Part 2. Help return brilliant Foundables. Let's go. As we knew it would, the search has returned, and it remains incredibly specific, focused almost entirely on that night we fought Death Eaters in the Department of Mysteries. Do you think Greengrass could be right? That there's more to it? Honestly, no. I think he's wrong. You get it, Hermione. You get it. Oh yeah, there is a Twitch clip of the moment. It was at night. It was on Twitch. I want to say it was rated by the cruise ship. I remember it was a Pokemon Go streamer or content creator. Because there were like Mystic 7 emotes like on my screen and everything. Yay, Jerry. Thank you. Happy anniversary. Enjoy Father's Day with your fam. Okay. Death Eaters in the Department of Mysteries. Again. She thinks that it's wrong. Blah, blah, blah. I've learned over the years what one thinks and what is the truth do not always match up quite properly. Greengrass can be very sensitive about his department's privacy, but he's also quite smart. So I guess we just return everything and hope a reason for this search presents itself in the process? Exactly. Many of these Foundables are top secret. No matter how they happen to get there, they cannot be left out in the world for any length of time. We must act quickly. Oh, yeah. Harry. Thank you, player name. Whenever a piece of you is taken by the Calamity, it is truly uncomfortable. Awful, really. Returning it back to me has made me feel far more whole. Constance says, Harry, do you have any ideas about this particular surge? It's so very specific. Hermione thinks it revolves around the battle of the Department of Mysteries. Well, Hermione is very, very smart, isn't she? And I can tell you a little secret. Can I tell you a little secret, Constance? I do have a few ideas about why this is happening. More than a few. And he just like eyes her up and down. But I'm quite late for an appointment and I have to run. You'll have to wait. Constance. Oh wait, yeah, I feel like this is the turn because wasn't he meeting up with unforgivable people? Well, that's not fair. He drops hints like that and then apparates off to the mist. Not fair at all. Ooh, Cindy. Yeah, go get some dinner. Ginny Weasley. I always admired Ginny's courage. She really was, even as a young girl, incredibly brave. A perfect match for Harry, I think. This is for Hermione Granger. I'm wondering if maybe that piece of my memory being stolen from me was causing those dreams I was having. There are all kinds of theories about how events in your life, this is an important dialogue bit too, shape who you are. Perhaps when the calamity steals something seminal to your growth, your body knows it's missing. Oh yeah, this is the mask one. Those hideous masks, they're a sign of weakness, aren't they? You know you are landing squarely on the wrong side of history when you have to wear a mask in public because the cause you support is that unpopular. Oh, the orbs again. How did the Ministry manage to gather so many orbs in the first place? Ministry's sus. All right, so we have a note. It looks like it's in Harry's handwriting. Harry may have written this.
What's this
now?
Boy. What do we have here?
We have a family gathering here. I can't get this. Hold on. Oh,
you don't need to worry too much about me.
we have to worry about Aura, Jeffrey.
In the frame? I'm gonna move
In the frame. I know. Stop moving in the frame. I do all this to get you in the frame, and then you try to get out of the frame, and I'm, oh no, Winnie, you are so crazy. You're so crazy. See, you wanted my phone wasn't charging this whole time, so now it's in low battery mode.
Yeah.
Whoops. Okay,
Constance.
this was the one where Harry wrote a note and said, I did this.
Yeah, that's right.
Could the note be old, something from the past, or can someone else be using a spell so it looks like Harry's handwriting? We could always ask him, is he about? No, he's been conspicuously absent lately. Well, when we find him, he can explain this. I think, maybe, I don't know. Constance's whole search is so frustrating. All right, here we go. End. It's like the longest thing ever. We're like slowly transitioning from like Grimace sus to like, wait, something different is happening.
This whole big thing. This is relatively recent, yeah?
Yeah, this is September.
Oh, okay.
I figured, Hermione, it worked. This surge, it was me. I caused it. He's so proud. He's so proud. You? I figured out how Grim manipulated the calamity. It's not easy. It's rather hard, really. But it can be done for a short period of time. And in that time window, you can use it to communicate either through things like that note I left you or by implanting memories in the living Foundables you convinced the calamity to steal. Can you stop it? No, it's impossible to simply stop it. It's like an oh yeah, this is Harry riding the waves of the ocean. It's like an ocean. You cannot stop an ocean. You can ride it and try to guide it. It's incredible and terrifying and like nothing I've ever seen before. And as I rode the wave of thought and passion and yearning, driving the calamity, I realized that Grim and I can manipulate this. Someone else could too. It's incredibly powerful, Hermione. So much more dangerous than we ever imagined. So my current working thought process, because they were talking about love and that Grim used stuff in the love room to power the calamity. In book club, we previously talked about the difference between love and obsession, because we were talking about love potions as like a thing that is meant to create love, but you can't do it.
Right.
And so
it caused literally Voldemort.
Yeah, so I think that there's something similar with the calamity. It was like, because so he's even saying passion, yearning, like all these words. Like, it's not love. It's more of this Winnie. Like, because if you think about, it's like this desperate, obsessed, I don't know, obsession. Winnie, you're such a baby, Winnie child. You're such a baby, Winnie child.
My guy.
You're such a guy. You're such a guy. Oh my goodness. I do not think that I can finish the dialogue today because I just realized
3 hours.
I just realized that it's also adversaries. That
It's gonna start being more.
Yeah, so it's gonna be more. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go find the charity fundraiser stream. Let me get it. That Brita is coordinating. It's gonna be on Shanna's channel. And I'll put the link in the chat. I need to grab it though. All right. They are live. All right, I'm gonna put this link in the chat, and we're gonna head over and raid. We'll give some cheers for happy anniversary. So what they're doing is they're going to. I don't want to switch that view because then you'll go away. They are doing night bus stuff. So go hop on the bus with them. Say hi. I'll stop by to say hi for a bit and learn about. Whoops, that's the chat. Learn about what the cause that Brita is raising funds for. I'm sure she'll be talking about Pride Month and all that sort of stuff. So come hang out. We'll say hi. We'll go raid. Send the love around. The 6-hour stream.
Could be part of that.
Possibly. Oh, little Winnie's
Sage
asleep.
Ragnar.
He's asleep. Sage. Oh yeah, because I haven't read.
He's been dead for 2 years.
I haven't read these yet either. I underestimated how much dialogue there would
There's
be.
a lot.
There's so much. There's so much. We're only in October of 2020 right now. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is. And until next time, Juan's ready.